promise. We're talking about promises, not just the kind of promise you make to clean up your room and then go right back to playing Angry Birds on the iPad and forget what you just said.
This is the kind of promise that God makes at His word.
And throughout the Bible, there are a great many promises that God has made. Things that you need to know about to live the life that God has planned for you.
People sometimes break their promises because we're not perfect.
But God, He is perfect. And when He makes a promise, He means it. And He will never break it.
What are you doing, Dan?
I'm taking an IQ test. I'm not going to lie to you, Dave. This is really hard, but I'm doing great. I guess this isn't a normal test, but more of like a test for the gifted, brilliant kind of person. I suspect after I get my results back, a local newspaper will be on my doorsteps wanting to do an article on me. I'll have guest spots on all the radio stations. I will have to appear on all the chat shows and may even need to start my own YouTube channel talking about the gifted brilliance of what I can do.
Wow, that sounds intense. Can I have a look?
Sure.
Dan, this question asks what the capital of Australia is, and you said the letter A. It gives you two angles of a triangle and asks you to find X, and you've just circled the X. And down here it asks you, how do you change centimetres to metres? And you wrote, take out the centi. Dan, I think all of these are wrong.
Wrong? What do you mean wrong?
Well, for example, you answered the question, how long did the 6-day war between Egypt and Israel last? And you wrote a week and a half.
I know my history.
Okay, but you don't know basic observational skills. It was a 6-day war. It lasted for 6 days.
Isn't that a week and a half?
Oh, seriously?
Okay, fine. Maybe I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. Maybe I'm not the brightest sandwich in the lunch bag. Maybe I'm not the cleverest yo-yo in the general paraphernalia store down the road that has a car park at the back that nobody uses because the yo-yo craze died out years ago. I'm not a wise man.
Whoa! Hold your horses there, Danny boy. Just because you don't know the answers to a few quiz questions doesn't mean you're not wise.
Explain yourself, mystical man of mystery.
Well, wisdom is a lot different to knowing the answers to everything. If any of you need wisdom, ask God for it. He will give it to you. God gives freely to everyone. He doesn't find fault. James 1 verse 5. God has all the wisdom and He gives it away freely. Just ask. It's less about knowing the right things and knowing the right thing to do. For example, if you had wisdom, you might not know the answer, but you know what to do to get it. You may ask somebody else for advice. You may read the Bible to see if anyone else had a similar challenge to learn from them. Or you might pray and ask God to give you wisdom. So you don't have to know everything if you have wisdom.
That's awesome, Dave. So I guess I don't need to know that the number of synapses in my cerebral cortex is 125 trillion, or that oxygen is required for combustion and hydrogen is a flammable gas. But together they make water that puts fire out, or that the Rubik's Cube has a mere 43 quintillion, 252 quadrillion, 3 trillion, 274 billion, 489,856,000 possible configurations.
What? Where did you learn all that?
You!
Thanks.
Tube.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Ask God for wisdom and He will give it to you.
God promises us wisdom. James 1 verse 5. If any of you need wisdom, ask God for it. He will give it to you. God gives freely to everyone. He does not find fault.
If we ask God for wisdom, He will give it to us. Are you wise like a wise old owl on a tree?
Some people are smart at doing maths, while other people good at writing or spelling.
God promises us, not that we can be smart at school, but that we can have wisdom.
Wisdom helps us make good choices. Choices that help our lives and the lives of others.
Imagine having a friend that knows everything about everything. Well, we do have a friend like that, God.
I thought you were going to say me, Dave. Sorry. We can seek God for His wisdom for our lives. His word is full of wisdom. Every part of God's work can help us in our lives.
There is no greater source of wisdom than God Himself. Ask God for wisdom and He will give it to you.